All right, guys, this is my first live video that I've ever done on YouTube, and I'm a little nervous, but a little excited about it. I just wanted to get on today specifically because yesterday was my 35th birthday. And being that it was my 35th birthday and I'm an adult, I pretty much picked out all of my own birthday presents. So I wound up with a bunch of new camera gear. I want to talk about what gear you guys might want to hear about. And I did specifically pick up some gear because of planning on testing it, but also because like I always am using my camera gear and using budget gear, and I am not going to buy something that's outrageous. I did get something that's a little bit more expensive, but I don't feel like it's very expensive for what it was. So I'll tell you about that probably here, the last piece of gear that I talk about. And I'm not going to get into the gear today, but I just want to show you what I got and just kind of get an opinion on what you'd like to see videos about. A couple of them are comparisons, and I do want to talk about my Osmo Pocket 2 and some gear I got for that, as well as gear I got that can be used for it and my regular camera. Um, I also want to talk about the fact that, as a lot of you probably saw my Onewheel videos, I got a Onewheel. I've been riding it. I love the thing, but I did get that fatal nosedive that everybody winds up hitting on their Onewheel and separated my shoulder. So actually about a week and a half ago this happened, and I was in a sling for like 5 days, and I'm finally able to like lift my arm up to 90 degrees, and it still hurts. It still hurts pretty bad. So I love Onewheels. I love my Onewheel. I've been back on it, been taking it easy on it, but I'm going to do a video about that and about my thoughts on the pushback and stuff like that, because it was a little bit of a confusing situation when it chose to nosedive on me. So I wasn't taking it too hard. I'll get into it in the video, but I'm definitely going to put out a video on that, just giving my opinion on what I think about this nosedive and why I don't think that it was from pushback, and I think it was a bit of a malfunction. But all right, moving on. Still love my Onewheel, and I recommend them, but wear your safety gear and be safe. All right, so I do want to touch base on some of this gear that I have. So I'm going to talk about the Osmo Pocket 2 stuff first, because most of the people that follow my channel have loved my Osmo Pocket 2 videos, and this thing is amazing. I do have a variable ND filter set that I've been using for it, which one of them is on it right now. And I typically am keeping this like uh, ND 16, which it came with 4, but I'm keeping this ND 16 like in my case with it most of the time. And I actually like, even if it's not on it, I'll just like tuck it down in the case. Just because like if you're going outside with any camera and it's going to be sunny, you need an ND filter. So no matter what camera you have, think about ND filters. That being said, I saw that Freewell released a new anamorphic lens, and I snagged that. So I got the Freewell anamorphic lens set, and they do sell it in an anamorphic and wide set where it comes with both. Now, as many of you know, I have the Osmo Pocket 2, the combo. So it came with a wide angle lens. So I didn't feel like I needed that wide angle lens. If I hadn't gotten the combo pack, I would have probably gotten it with it, because it's kind of awesome in the fact that the ND filters that come with this thing actually fit inside of the anamorphic lens, or if you get it with the wide angle one, it fits inside of it so you can use them at the same time. Now, with the the other NDs that I have, which I'll talk about in that video that I do about it, you can stack it. Like your wide angle will stack on top of them, but I feel like it's putting a bit of strain on your gimbal. So we'll talk about that, but cool set here. Expect a video from that coming out soon. I've been playing with it, but I haven't been able to get out for the night shots that you get to really see those lens flare, that you really get to see the lens flares with the anamorphic lenses with. So if I can get out for some night shots in the next few days and get some really good flares and some sample footage, I will be putting this video out, probably one of my next videos. So I'm excited about this guy. as well as more Pocket 2 gear. I got this guy here because having your phone being able to be your monitor is super key. And this has it where it flips up. You can turn it sideways. Now, before I got this, I had one where the phone sits next to it. But the problem with that is you don't have the ability to tilt your Pocket 2 and utilize the gimbal and still be able to see this phone screen because the phone screen is moving with it. So I feel like those ones where it just kind of sits next to it allows you to plug into it. They need to add something that allows it to rotate your screen while you're moving the gimbal. Like somebody should design one as well as an adapter for plugging it into the Pocket 2 that has a rotation option so that your phone can rotate and stay plugged into it. So if you're designing gear for Pocket 2s and you want to be able to use your actual phone screen as a monitor, which is awesome with it because it's like a bigger monitor than you have on most like mirrorless cameras. So design something like that. I'll talk about that more in that video. So I plan on doing a video on this in comparison with that other one that I have, which I don't have handy on me right now, but I like this thing. It's pretty cool. I've used it a couple times. I just got it. Like I said, I'm just like digging through my gifts, but it extends out too and then acts as a tripod. But also the fact that it's a pole and you can like do some stuff. I'm planning on doing some cinematic car B-roll for a local dealership here soon. And I'm going to utilize this to do some pulling through the car and stuff like that. And play with it that way. So I will pop up that B-roll too when I get it shot. But cool piece of gear. So I want to get into this. And if you're watching right now, like thanks for tuning in to my Sunday morning live stream. That is my first live stream. And if you just are starting to watch, it was my birthday yesterday, and I'm old AF. No, I'm 35. I feel old though, especially with wrecking that Onewheel last week or the week before. And geez, like it made me feel my age. So, all right. Next, I like using this guy, and I've had it for a while, and this is a UB size Tripod X. So probably one of the cheapest flexible tripods you can find on Amazon. And I've been using it out of it, but it's cheap. Like when I first got it, one of the legs came off. I've super glued probably all of them in at one point or another. Now they're staying, like they stay in. But I was like, I really need to upgrade this guy because like I get a lot of use out of it. Like I use it all the time. But it's junk. Like it is junk. So I went ahead and I was like looking at the Jobies and the Gorilla Pods, and I was like, there's like $99. Like I don't feel right. My main tripod's barely that much. My fluid head tripod is barely $100. So I'm like, I don't think I can buy that. So I went and I got this Ulanzi MT33. They call them like a octopod. You can add like extra arms onto it to be able to like add lights and stuff. This thing's only like $22 on Amazon. Not only like is it like better than it in build, like this thing feels solid, and the legs like go all the way up inside of it. That's awesome. But how's my audio too, by the way? I can't really tell if it's terrible or or if somebody wants to leave a comment and tell me if the audio sucks. But like I said, this is my first time using live, so I'm like looking at the screen here and seeing what it's telling me for audio, and it's kind of telling me I'm like barely hitting. Let me see if I can't turn it up. That muted me. Hold on. Nah. Let me mess with my audio on here real quick. Test. Is it louder? Test. If anybody wants to comment, I would gladly appreciate the feedback. My camera's telling me my audio is good, but YouTube is kind of telling me it's at the low side of it. All right, back to this guy. So not only is it like better build quality all around and only like $4 more on Amazon, like it can do so much more. Like it has the built-in, you can either use this for your camera to get your camera at another angle, or it turns into your phone mount built into it and has cold shoe, like this thing's like ready to go. You also can completely unscrew this ball head, and if you really wanted to, you could replace it with a different ball head or a different like tripod head if you wanted to. But this thing's pretty awesome and perfect for these legs. So like I'm gonna keep using it. I'm doing a video on this in comparison with the other one for the price, and I truly think, without ever have using a Joby, the Gorilla Pods, this is probably, like, in my opinion, this is probably better, especially for the extreme savings that you're getting on it. So it's got extreme savings, $22, Amazon, awesome. We're gonna do a video on that. Also got a new mic, which I'm not using. Thanks for the audio comment, Mom. But got a new mic, Super Cardioid Comica Pro. I'm excited to do a review on this because my mic that I've been using is like one of your really small shotgun mics. It's a Mookie. It was like $25. This guy's like $54. But I was testing it out yesterday, and it is quite a bit better, and I'm excited to use it. I'm going to use it today for an outdoor shoot and try out the dead cat that it has for it. So I'll have some reference to how well it blocks wind noise with that on it. And the last piece of gear that I want to talk about, let's see, have I wrapped up everything else? Yes. So the last piece of gear is, and this was the most expensive one that I bought, or that I got for my birthday. This is a SlidePod E, and it's basically a motorized slider, but it also can be angled and used in a crane scenario. It can go vertical and be used to reveal by lifting or dropping. And I was playing with this a little bit yesterday, excited to use it. I think it has some negatives about it, but I also think that it has a lot of positives. I mean, the build quality is like all there. Like this thing feels super stout. But I'm really excited to use this in some scenarios. I know I have a couple shoots next month coming up that are going to take big advantage of this guy, and plan on having a video about this coming out really soon. So if anybody wants to let me know what videos they'd like to see first about some of the stuff that I've talked about today. Also, I do want to touch base on the editing on mobile. So like, I've been doing a lot of those videos. They haven't gotten a ton of traction, but I truly think that like if you're a videographer or just somebody that really wants to get into it, like you can make some pretty pro stuff on your phone. And if you can get good on your phone, then you can get good with a real camera. So if you can shoot really nice stuff and edit the really nice stuff on your phone using an app like Power Director that most of my videos are about, then you can definitely become a really good videographer with a real camera. So I'm always going to recommend that you start with the gear you have, which most people, it's your phone. So if you're ever thinking about how do I get into YouTube or start doing video, your phone. Like my first quite a few videos that I put on YouTube a couple years ago were from my phone, and some of them had good quality. And I've done like a short film where I actually was using a pro camera and then had to return it and took some shots on my phone. And one of my most cinematic shots that I felt like the scene was the most cinematic was using my phone. And it's how you light your scene and how you set it up and how you take your angles. And it just matters on the thought you put into it, not necessarily the gear you have, which is why I also do like budget gear beyond the fact that I'm broke. So yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to probably wrap this up, but I just wanted to get on for my first live stream, and I'm going to leave this on the channel. So if you want to watch it, check it out, and give me some opinions. I'll be checking the comments even after this stops being live and you're just watching it in the future. So thanks for watching, guys. And I enjoyed doing this, and I'll probably be doing them more often since now I can hook up my good camera to my computer. That was another gift I got myself, was the HDMI video capture card. So it was kind of a combined gift because my wife's been doing a lot of Zoom meetings, and I tell her that her webcam is garbage, and she should look more professional. So that's kind of why I got the video capture card. But I'm excited to be able to use it for this. All right, I'm rambling. I'll talk to you guys later. Look for a video this week. Thanks, guys. Peace. Yep.